Hi, my name is Aaliyah Comfort. This video is regarding assignment 1 for Bayesian Inference, and I'm going to be talking through a problem set. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Oh, if there's any way I can get it bigger. That's fine. Okay, so for this question, they were saying that you have two Zoom links, link 1 and link 2, and you forgot whether you put it on, whether which one is for course A and which link was for course B. So we're going to go through some problems that's going to be calculating some probabilities to help us figure this out. So the first question is wants to know the value of the prior probability. So this is going to be the probability of your hypothesis 1, and your hypothesis 1 was defined as the link being the link for course A. So that's a probability that link 1 is the link for course A. And I got this value to be 0.5 because you have two possibilities here. There's link 1 is one of your possibilities and link 2 is your other possibility. Given that you have two possibilities, the chance that you have like one versus the other, it's a 50-50. So that is why I put 0.5 for question 1. Question 2 wanted to know the value of the likelihood, so the probability of the data given hypothesis 1. So they also defined the data to be when you see 6 people in the Zoom meeting. So the probability that you see 6 people in the Zoom meeting given that the link is the link for course A. And I go ahead and calculated that to be 0.9. Actually, I didn't calculate it. I actually grabbed that from looking at the paragraph above. So when referencing this above paragraph, there is a line that talked about that you are 90% sure that course A has 6 people. So that is where I got that percentage from, and I said it's 0.9. For question 3, it wanted to know the value of the normalizing term, so the probability of the data. So the probability that there's 6 people in the Zoom meeting, and that was like given all these hypotheses. And to go ahead and calculate that out, they had a hint here saying that it can be calculated out with this equation. So this equation is basically saying to you that this probability is equal to the probability of the data, so that you see the probability that you see 6 people in a Zoom meeting given hypothesis 1 that link 1 is the link for course A times the probability of hypothesis 1 plus the probability that you have 6 people in the room given hypothesis 2, the link 1 is not the link for course A, times the probability of link 1 not being the link for course A. And so when I go ahead and actually plug in these numbers, you got that 0.9 from the answer you already figured out in question 2. It was the same thing. Same thing with 0.5. You answered that in question 1. So that's where that came from. And then we're going to add that to these values here after you multiply these values together. And so this first one, the 0.7, that's the probability that you see 6 people given hypothesis 2. That was found from referencing the above paragraph. The above paragraph said you're only 70% sure that course B has 6 people. So that's where that came from. And then you multiplied it by that probability, the hypothesis 2. So that was 0.5 as well, given, remember that it was 0.5 that it was link 1 or 0.5 that it was not link 1. And when after calculating that out, you got 0.8. For question 4, we used a different calculation, and we went ahead and we used the equation probability of hypothesis 1 given the data equals the probability of the data given hypothesis 1 times the probability of hypothesis 1, all divided by the probability of the data that's given like all the hypotheses. And that denominator was actually just solved for in question 3. So that's how we just plugged that in for 0.8. But in terms of this question, this is really telling us it wanted to know the probability that you see 6 people in the Zoom meeting given that link 1 is the link for course A. And that's where that 0.9 came from. We already figured that one out. And that was multiplied by 0.5, the probability of hypothesis 1, which we already calculated as well. And that was divided by that probability of 6 people being in that Zoom meeting, which we found was 0.8 from question 3. So we really just use the answers from questions 1 through 3 to help us solve this question 4. And after calculating that out, we got a value of 0.5625. And all right, that was it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I'm so sorry I've been having technical difficulties, but I will go ahead and upload this now. Thank you. Oh, I didn't actually end it. I'm so sorry. I'm ending it now.